Welcome back into the channel, guys. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice again. Got that March cold that everybody's got, just coming off it. So just back at it again, and I do have a game plan for today. Doing more and more research and trying all kinds of different things out again. And if I can find some walking space in my garage here, we are going to try something out. Got something new to try. So, bought the different stators. CDIs, don't know if one's made for the other or not, and that's where the issue is. Been through, I think, 3 CDIs now, and no joy. So I got something cool to try. It is by RM Stator. They are not cheap, but if anybody's ever heard of this, let me know. What this is a AC to DC CDI. So somebody in all their genius, somebody probably that owned a Polaris, apparently Polaris has had a lot of troubles with spark and stuff like that, charging. And so this was developed by RM Stator to basically bypass the stator. It uses the pickup coil only for the ignition system. So you just install it. I think they showed it installing somewhere on here, but I don't know if that's gonna fit with the, who knows, you could just put it in there somewhere. I'll find out after. But so if you notice, it doesn't have 2 connections, it just has one from the pickup coil. So it has a pickup coil wire, which this is the one that's in there. So it'll be this one that goes into it, I do believe. I hope. I'll have to check because I got another stator. And then it's got the black wire for the kill switches. It's got a brown wire for the ground wire. It has a blue wire for the coil, and it has a red wire. So the red wire, you basically just got to connect it up to anywhere that has power when the key is on the on position. So sounds simple. So this goes right around the whole stator situation, matching the CDI and every other thing you can think of. As long as you have a working pickup coil, that's all you need. And a battery. So you need a battery, obviously. And so I already think I placed where this is going to go. I'm going to run it up in here to right here, which is the power that supplies the this switch right here, which is, I believe, for the winch. So it has a blue wire on there, and this also supplies power to the lighter here, 12 volt. So, and I know that turns on when you turn it on, so we should be good. I'll just temporarily connect it on here at first, I think, and might actually cut this or splice into this one right here and then do a 3-way splice after, but I'll temporarily connect it onto this, and that already gets power from the battery, which is charged up, and we will see if we're going to get spark. And if we don't get spark, as you've seen from the last video, it may go off a damn cliff. We also have a power. This is the power going back directly to the battery, so this isn't always on for direct connect for the battery. So okay, we're gonna get set up here and try to hook this up and see what happens. Wish me luck, guys. I need it. Okay, we're gonna get this. I think we got all the ground wires in there. And I think hopefully this isn't what's causing any problem. We'll get this other CDI out of here. Get the voltage meter out of here. Hopefully we don't need that today. Got the fire going. It's like -1 or 2 or something like that. Thought it was supposed to go up to 10 degrees today, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Okay, so let's get this in here. Plug this in here. So we're plugging in the pickup coil. We're going to plug in the... I can get that in there. The coil. We're gonna not plug in the kill switches, but we are gonna plug in the ground wire if we can get in there. That is so much wires in here. And I wonder if we should just use the old, I mean the charge controller looks identical, so I don't think we need to do anything with that. Put away a couple of these things so they don't go flying. Okay, so now we just need, we are going to connect up white red to white red, or yellow red. I'm partially colorblind, so don't mind me. Yellow red to yellow red. Our ground wire for our charge controller, and the red wire. I'm just gonna jam in here into the barrel, and we need to feed this wire, and we could just do it temporarily somehow. I'm gonna have to cut off that spoon. See, there's no, on newer years, there's a panel here that has all kinds of extra connectors for common grounds, stuff like that. This year, not so much. So they're gonna feed this up through here. And we're gonna have to cut that off, or yeah, so I don't have the male and female connectors. I'm gonna have to pick up a kit with male, female, either barrel or the flat ones. I can see that becoming very useful down the road. Until now, I'm gonna have to cut this off. Bye-bye warranty. Okay, we have a ground. on the ground. Let's recap. So we have our wires going from the stator to the charge controller. So if we want our battery to charge, that is still going to have to work. This is the one you leave just disconnected. It could be a 2-wire or 3-wire, depending on the stator that you have. These work with both. In the instructions or the video, it shows it actually had the connector, and you can connect it if you want to, but it doesn't do anything. But this one doesn't even have it. So we have our power for our charge controller going back to the positive on the battery. We have our grounds all going to the common grounds there. We have our blue wire, which is our coil wire. And we have our 2 wires going to the pickup coil, which is the white, red, and white. So anybody got positive thoughts? Anybody? Anybody? We need a spark plug. Shall we take a new one? I think these are both new. NGK. I think it's this one here. I think this one came with free with a kit or something. So if it doesn't work, I'll use a different one. And we will put it in the boot. We got her in the boot. And we're gonna hope and pray that this works. If I can get a good angle here. That should work there. I'm gonna turn on the key. We're gonna turn off the light. We're in neutral, and we're gonna. Holy shit! Holy. Sorry for the language, guys. Who thought we would never see that spark? You guys know how many hours I've put into this to finally see that? And that is a steady, stable spark. Hallelujah. There's a fire. Ladies and gentlemen. Is that the most beautiful thing you ever seen in your life? How many people watching this feel that same pain? Hasn't started yet. We don't have it started, but we have spark. We have spark. We have compression. Our next goal would be fuel. So do I take out that? I got it. I can't even get over this. That's incredible. RM stator. RM stator. You guys are going to make a lot of money. That's awesome. Never again will I have this problem. I'll go straight to that after I put a couple hours in or change a part. But that was about 129 bucks, I think it was, and worth its weight in gold. So it must be this. That must be what it is. It's a difference between the voltage coming from the stator to these CDIs that I've bought. And honestly, if I would have bought a used CDI, I probably would not have had a problem. It probably would have worked. But because I'm buying new, you never know what this crap is. Is it designed for this? Is it not? I bought this from a reputable business that said it's guaranteed to fix, from Royal Distributing here. And led me astray. So this works, and that's all that really matters. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take that flywheel off, put the old flywheel back on, and make sure I have spark, because I'm going to return that new flywheel. And I got a flywheel to return, a stator, and a CDI, all to Amazon. So that's like $300-400 in parts right there. Guys, you got an old thing like this, don't mess around with it anymore. There's just too many things that it could be, and due to the fact that, you know, it costs a fortune to get used parts. You know, people are selling for $300 for like a CDI and stuff on eBay, and now I know why. That's great. Pick up RM Stator. I don't know if there's other companies that make them, but it's also, it says, like I said, it says it's also good for cold starts, so it'll start easier. It's more reliable. It's more stable when you use the power from the battery than the a stator. And I think what I might do is put in the old stator as well that I had, because why put a brand new one in? I don't know if I can return it, but I could try to return it to Royal. Other than that, okay guys, I guess the next step, I'm going to open that up, take out the stator, put in a different stator and a different flywheel, make sure I still have spark, and hopefully I do. And we're moving. We are finally moving, guys. I would not give up. I'm never going to give up on these things. There's got to be a way. Now, I just wish I knew. I'm 99% sure that it's a mismatch between the stator and the CDI. So, great news, guys. Keep watching this next step. I don't have a ton of time today, but I got that in the mail and had to run it and put it in. All right, guys. Keep watching. I'm going to take that off next. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this thing apart and putting back in the factory, or not factory, but the parts that came with it. So the stator and the flywheel. Brown wire we're going to have to put somewhere. It's not going to touch the exhaust. Okay, blue is connected. And you know what? Once we know we have spark, we're going to hook up this kill switches to see if all the kill switches work in here. And we got power on. think we have everything connected. And pray for the best. And we have spark. Doopy doo-dah. Okay. Sweet. So that's with the original CDI, stator that I got when I purchased this, and the original flywheel that I got when I purchased it. So we went through a lot of money in getting a flywheel puller and everything, when it was probably just the CDI was the problem the whole time. But got another CDI, still didn't work. And another CDI. And finally hit the jackpot. So I'm hoping the other thing is that this is charging the battery. We'll know once we get it started and everything. And then I'll also connect this up properly. I'll have to cut this and put a barrel on it and maybe make an extension and put this down what that one is. Because I think, look how short this ground wire is. I don't know if the ground wire is supposed to be somewhere else, but it's awfully short. So these two wires will reach down there, no problem. If I wanted to put this down where this went, down there, that brown ground wire will not. You know what? I think he put that on there. Yeah, I think he put that on there. So I'm going to take that one off and put that one on there in the proper spot. And I'll extend a ground wire from here. I might actually triple these up. I think this needs a ground. I'm not really sure where that's going. Okay, we're gonna actually, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hook up the kill switch here, switches, and we are going to make sure the kill switches work properly. Kill switches are engaged. Turn it on. Look for spark. And we have spark. Let's see if the light's off here, ladies and gentlemen. Bright blue spark. Wonderful. Okay, that's one more job done. I'm also going to get this battery in the battery case there and wire it up properly out of the way and start getting this together. What a great... I do have a ground wire, a big thick ground wire, so I can extend this here down to there. One more thing. I think I'm going to solder these. So I'll get the soldering gun out and solder that up. And see, the switch is for the solenoid for the winch. Okay. So I don't know if the speedometer works at all. So that could be really bad, because we don't have anything when I turn this on. No power comes on. So it's dead. Dead, which means if this doesn't work, this isn't going to work. So we're going to have to do a wire bypass. And we don't need a speedometer. I think I bought a digital speedometer for the last one, but I think I returned it. Yeah, I think I returned it. But there is a wire bypass in here with these wires, and then it'll enable the all-wheel drive to work. Right now I'm going to take this key, put it back in there properly. Slowly getting it buttoned up. One thing at a time. And I take the key out. And I get these tools put away too. Actually, I think so I can unscrew that. This in here. There. There we go. Okay. I can set this on here for now. I don't have any places to put this stuff. Move these U-bolts off here. I got these. Okay, got the battery in, hooked up. That works perfect. Still got spark. Wonderful, wonderful. Spiders all over me, spider webs. Trying to get the power washer in on this. Look how much grease is caked in there. The only thing shiny is the new starter. Wonder if we should take the valve cover off. Check for valve clearance before we put everything together. I think that's it for today. I'll start again back in tomorrow. Alright guys, keep watching. Okay, so we're going to continue on buttoning things up here, finishing things. So I think what I'm going to do is finish getting this up here today. This is the next day. And I think I'm going to take off the carb and we're going to clean that one out. And I'm going to use that one for now unless it has any issues. And the other thing I think we'll do is we will find a way to strap down all this stuff, extend wires, permanently connect them, and solder and do everything else we can. And go from there. I had to order some gas line, and if you see right here, it's snapped off. It's actually the parts for here, the nipples. So I ordered a new one of these. Hopefully it fits on there, super cheap. I'm supposed to be here today. And I did want to get this running today for the first start. So that's why I wanted to get this done, get the other side fixed up, get the wiring done. That should take no time. And then just to temporarily hook up the gas, make sure it flows, and maybe get a first start today. So, got lots to do. Let's get to work. Got a lot of bushings on here that are all rusted up. Or got a lot of bushings that are all breaking, cracking. So we need a bunch of work down the road. If you really wanted to fix this up, rejuvenate it, and okay. Before, I've used these in the past, but they're pretty cool. Solderless solder connectors. So there's solder inside, and what it does is it just heats this stuff up. So you squish it to make it hold, then heat up, shrink wraps around the outside, and melts the solder in the middle. Huge time saver. So we need to extend a few things. I think I'm going to put the ground wire for the CDI right there. We're going to turn that ignition off. Last thing we need to do is fry the CDI. Okay, let's see if we can tie wrap this down right in here. Hopefully this doesn't get in the way of anything. There, corner to corner. So we got this down here, corner to corner. If anyone ever used a tie wrap before, if not, kind of a good way to tighten it down. You can do it with the side cutters as well. Don't want this shifting and falling into the rad or something. I don't think it has enough slack, but and then just cut off the end. Not the sharpest side needle nose here, that's for sure. Probably something stuck on the That's a pretty poor needle nose. Must have damaged them up. Okay, so that's nice and firm on there. Now, a place to put the rectifier. I think we could probably screw that rectifier right in there and tuck these wires back in here. So again, this is not needed at all. That's going down to the stator. Should have actually tested to see if when I engaged the kill switch it turned off. I'll have to check that. Okay, so we got some solder here. I'll put a nice amount on here. Okay, I managed to get the solder. I had to just let it cool down. I guess it overheats. So then I'm going to put some electrical tape over that. Okay. I don't know what that ground wire is for. So we're going to test for spark again. We have spark still. Good news. I'll make sure the headlights still work. Low beam works, high beam, there is no bulb. So, we got, see, and there's override reverse, and all-wheel drive is not working. I don't know if that's be started, but I think we may, because I think the speedometer is broken. We're going to have to do the wire bypass, which is in those wires right up in there. I've already watched how to do it. It's pretty simple, so should be okay. And you can get a GPS speedometer if you really need a speedometer. So I don't know about you, but I don't really look down at my speedometer too much on an ATV. Just I guess the hours would be nice, and the odometer. So, okay, so I think we're buttoned down here for the most part. I think the next thing I'll do is take out that carburetor and shine her up. Check it out, clean it up. Okay, so let's take this apart and see how it looks. It looks brand new, so I may just open the bottom up here and then hopefully the right jets are in it. So it does look like there's gas in here. And whoa, whoa, stink. The stink coming from that is, that's wonderful. So you can see all the crap in there. You almost think it's a rubber bottom. Look at that. Look at that. You'd almost think it was a rubber bottom. Wow. So looks can be deceiving. You know, I thought it was new. So look at that. That's just crazy. How many years has this sat there? I would love to know. Look at that. That's nasty. We're going to put that in the ultrasonic cleaner. And, wow. Okay. Screws. Looks like a new gasket. Could be new and they just tried to run it and the gas got in there and just, but the stink and the fuel is like a green, and there's the needle. So there's not, you always check to make sure there's no fluid in those, and needle's nice and soft. It's good. Good. And you can see around the main jet, it's just, this stuff is just caked on. It's nasty. It's like it's just a paste, you know? Screwdriver. I almost couldn't get the screwdriver in the flat end with all the crud in there. That is just absolutely nasty, and it goes without saying. That is a big jet, and it is completely clogged. Completely clogged. So we're going to clean that up. And then it's got a little ring around the outside, a washer, I guess, like a sleeve. It's almost like there's an oil in there. It's just, we'll get that emulsion tube out after. And check the fuel mixture screw here. How many turns in? 1, 2 and a half. 2 and a half. We'll check and make sure that's right. Looks okay. There's the spring. There's an O-ring down in there. I do believe. Or there should be. I think there's a washer and an O-ring, but they don't want to come out. Oh, there we go. That's like a copper. Oh, look at that. It's copper on one side and rubber on the other. Okay. Let's open up the diaphragm here. Can you take this float bowl out? Let's try. Nope. So I find a lot of these Amazon jobs, the float bowls don't come out. So how about the starter jet here? Almost forgot about you, you little thing in there. And I would imagine that is completely clogged. Yep. So again, good thing I opened this up. Because, wow. I think that's nothing coming out. Okay, let's take a look at the diaphragm here. You know it's new when the screws aren't stripped all out. And we could compare this to the OG. Oh yeah, this hasn't been used. Let me make sure this doesn't rip. I think they just turn the gas fuel on, and so you're going to look for any kind of rip stairs, holes, punctures, anything in there. It's pretty much brand new. is the original. And I could steal the screws off of this. It actually looks like it's identical. So, like, absolutely identical. So there's no use using it. If it's the exact same one. Well, it's an exact copy of the Mikuni. So, because I had the trouble with the air screws being stripped in here, I'm going to go, which I don't like to normally do, go with the backup. And this has some funky air hole in the top here. I don't really know what to deal with that, if that's supposed to be there, because this one obviously doesn't have it. So we're gonna stick with this. Don't lose that one. And then we'll get the emulsion tube out there. It's so caked in there, it's almost seized. Oh, there's a little washer there. Jeez, that's crazy. And I'm guessing the emulsion tube, which sits in this plastic thing here. There's only one way for it to go in. You can see the crud all in there. How the heck do you get this out of here? There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's oh, they're not clogged up. I don't think it ran for long enough for that to get clogged up. I think the other jets just were soaking in that. Okay, so that's about it. The idle. I think I'll take this idle out of here. I don't need this cleaned. We're going to throw this into the ultrasonic cleaner. Half hour. And put her back in. I'm going to put all the little bits, jets, O-rings, washers, screws, spring. I don't know why I brought the spring in. And we also got the emulsifier there, emulsion tube. And the float looked good. It wasn't filled with any water or nothing. And now we're going to put that in. And we're going to turn this on for half hour. Minutes and on heat. Back. Okay, so you can see that come out. It's almost spotless. And we're gonna. Some things didn't come completely clean. Like the bottom of this bowl. We're just gonna clean it up here a little. Last thing we want is little particles going in the fuel. There we go. You know what? So this goes on like that, and then that was on that screw, so then it sticks out the side for easy accessibility. So we're going to put that back on there. Air breather's over there. That's what you call dirty. I do have a new filter. And then we had this little hose. Going like that for some reason. I don't understand, but okay. And this up in there. Possibly not. I'm going to use it to hold it for now. Brand new air filter. Nice. K&N, I think. This here. So comes with hoses and everything, so I can get that cleaned up and make sure our fuel is working. And we have compression, we have spark, we're gonna have gas, and then we'll be able to fire it up. See how she sounds. Hopefully she starts. Hopefully. And it's got a lot of these air breather hoses. We can put that actually underneath. And then this one as well goes on here. I think I found my Okay guys, got the fuel filter or the air filter in. We're gonna work more getting that air breather through. So again, just waiting on the shut-off valve, and then we'll get that together and we'll get this started. I think today's the day. We waited long enough to hear this thing. The wiring's pretty much all done. Thank God. It's looking good. Yeah. Yeah, this looks different with no two-up seat on it, that's for sure. And yeah, my least favorite thing to do is put plastics back on, but it looks good when that happens. But we also got to get the tires fixed and brakes fixed, because I bet you this is bone dry, but we'll get her fixed up. All right, stay tuned, guys. Okay, guys, I need to get those little plastic nipples out of there. And let me tell you, that stinks. I just moved this around and the gas from in here is so bad. There's not much in here. Whew, a lot of stink. There's just a little bit. Can't even describe that stink. Oh, so bad. So I'm going to clean this out and put some fresh gas in here. And we're going to try to start this, I think, somehow. Okay. Taking off this old what a stink of gas, I tell ya. This is probably gonna break off too, I bet. I would just like to turn this around. Well, that broke off. I tell ya. Okay. So we have a crack. We must have a crack in the gas tank. We're gonna have to fix. Okay. Right there. Right there's a crack. Damn it. These things get so brittle. There's a nice crack right there. So we're gonna have to, I don't know if I can melt that. Tape it for now. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. I got some of this nylon tape here. It seems to be sticking pretty good on there for temporary anyways. Again, very temporary. And I am going to bring this over here. And I really wish. How's that gas coming in there still? Let me try this. Let's make sure there's gas coming in this one. I don't feel like there's gas coming out that one. There's definitely gas coming out that one. Yeah, that other one's clogged right up. There's definitely gas coming out of there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, definitely gas coming out of there. Okay. We got gas everywhere. We're gonna again let some evaporate here so we don't set the place on fire. And we'll be back. Okay, guys. I think we let it sit long enough. We have the fuel line going. So we have fuel, we have compression, and we have spark. What we don't know is if it's the right time still. I didn't check the timing, but we're going to give this a shot. So, got some fresh gas in there. Have it temporarily hooked up because I need to pull off apparently. I don't know if it's the reserve or the main petcock, like just a little part that goes in the gas tank. It's clogged, so there's nothing coming out of it. So when I get the gas line tomorrow, which will probably be on the next video, I'm going to replace the gas lines, fix the gas tank here because it does have a crack in it. And like I said in another video, treat your tank like gold when you get these off because they crack. They're so brittle. But, so let's just recap that again. We got the carburetors cleaned. We have a new CDI that now uses power from the battery, not the stator. So the stator is the one that came with the ATV, one of them, and I have spark. So we do have spark, we have good compression, we have gas. Let's give her a shot. If this starts right now, Maverick's excited. You're gonna hear some new swear words. We may only do it briefly because I do have some gas still around, so. And we have to make sure we have good suction, a good vacuum, and make sure I see gas coming. I don't know which dial to turn to get gas from what side. I think it's that one. So I think what we should do is see if we got gas in the carburetor. You know what, I may have to have that other one connected. It does take a long time to prime those diaphragm gas pumps. And right here. And these are cheap, but I know there's suction. I know we got gas going to there's 2 screws, this one down here too. We got gas going to the filter. We got all 3 hoses are open. So we got this in here. We're going to open it up. This will tell us if we have to go inside and order a new one. With that horrible gas that was in the gas tank, I wouldn't, definitely wouldn't be surprised if this is just crudded right out. These are extra long. You got one on the front here. Well, it looks like the battery's dead. Okay, we need the battery charged. We need to find out why this gas is not coming in here. But we're going to have to get back at this in a little bit. We're almost there, guys. Okay, we're going to get the booster pack going here. I think we're almost done for this video. We've got parts coming. A fuel pump. And Okay, let's get, oh, I left this going. Should be pumping gas. Okay, let's try to get some gas in there. This one is the gas going to the engine, I do believe. Oh, there's gas. Oh. Maybe it's almost there. There's gas coming out of there. These pumps, sometimes you want to prime them, fill all the lines with gas because they just take so much. I know the gas is almost there. Burn out the starter. Whoa! Guess what, guys? We're almost there. Okay. There's gas pouring out like a champ here. So where's that gas coming from? Where is that gas coming from? And she's smoking, but I did put a lot of oil in there. So I don't know where that gas is coming from. I don't think it's coming from the... No, carb's not leaking. Start it up. Cancel those parts. Okay, only problem is I turn the key off and it still runs. And we are leaking like a sieve here. I don't know where. You know what? The gas is coming out up here. So it's coming out of right here. Something up here is leaking, and it's just coming down and pouring out. So we're gonna have to, let's turn this gas off. Let that dry up a little bit. And let the smoke clear a little bit. I never did see how if there was smoke coming out of the exhaust here, but I did have a lot of oil in there, so this could just be a lot. So I don't need a fuel pump. I do need the new fuel line, so I think I might run all new fuel line. And I think that's a fuel filter, and we'll pop that off and make sure, but we'll put all new fuel line everywhere. And this, and we'll make sure we have a fuel filter on here. And I think I have another fuel filter somewhere, but I could take this and put it in there. So I don't necessarily need one on these two, but I need it going into the carb. So that's great. She started right up. How sweet is that? So smoky in here. Thanks for, watching, guys, and subscribing, and anybody that's liking the videos. Seeing that this was a long time coming. This was a rough one. This took a lot. So we still have a lot of work to do. And I can't wait to keep working at it, but I think that's going to be it for this video. You're able to see it running. So the whole time it was the CDI. So these things are going to sell out because, I don't know, people that watch this video, pick one of these up. Forget the stator, especially the older. What it is it's the older. So this 2001, from what I understand, it was a change year. So I think what I'm doing is buying a CDI that's for one and a stator for another, and it's just not working. So I can't buy 500 different CDIs. So this solution to make it run from the battery, perfect. So the kill switches are all hooked up, perfect. Runs pretty good. It ran pretty good. I'm gonna put the cover on the air box, I think, and see how she sounds with the filter on there. It does run. It'll run a better with that on. And I just don't know why something's leaking up in here. Definitely quite a bit when you turn it on. Other than that, she's great. I got that tape on there, and you know what? Like, that tape is working. It's a fiberglass tape is what it is. So it works really well. I don't know how forever, but it works. So it's been a long time coming, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Keep watching. We got a lot of work to do. Brakes, tires, put it all back together. Fuel lines. Lots of fun stuff. But until the next video, keep watching, keep subscribing. Definitely we'll keep growing the channel. Hopefully this helps out people. I know if I would have saw this video, it would have saved me days of work. And I just would have went and got that CDI and been done with it. But yeah, you live and learn. All right, guys, have a great weekend. And stay tuned for the next video where we get this driving. Have a great night. A great weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Again, peace.